All right, go live, and we are live.
Sick.
Hi.
What up?
I'll be honest, I'm not sure what name to call you. You go by several different names.
Yeah. I need to change my Insta bio, but I can't figure out the settings in Facebook right now. But I go by Mikey usually.
I'm gonna
Like
correct the
all
typo
my all
right
my
now.
homies call me Mikey or Milky, so that's usually the two.
Boom. Title changed to Mikey.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like a
My bad.
nickname growing up. You're chilling.
So, part of the big part of the reason why I wanted to chat with you is one, that the Young Buck stuff is available now.
Yeah.
And I just kind of was stoked on all of it. And I'm like, dang, we should get at least try and get like all of them on here. And you were just the first one I hit up.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Young Buck frame.
Um. Dude, I don't know, man. Me, Max, and Cole, and honestly a few other riders we're trying to look for a different frame dimension that they had, honestly, and they were trying to make a new frame. So Melissa just hit us up and we're like, yo, like what dimensions would you guys like to ride? Just kind of like talking to each of us here and there. And then we ended up wanting to ride the same dimensions, and we're all, doing the same kind of shit. So yeah, we got put on a good frame, and like it kind of all just came together, kind of like the Savages, where it was like three dudes who were all like we're kind of all coming up at the same time, and it was just a good opportunity to like put us all in the same frame and just kind of rip it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely that geometry is something that Fit didn't really have a frame for at that time. So it's like it fills a perfect need in the lineup.
Yeah, exactly. There was like they had shorter, and then they had the Ethan frame, which is like a longer kind of street frame, and then they just got like a couple trail frames, I think, and there was nothing like in the middle that everybody can kind of ride and like just kind of vibe with.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I was editing that Factory Friday video, when you got your frame, you were super hyped on the geometry. So,
Yeah.
can you tell me a little bit about
Ethan's frame geometry is crazy, man. That's all I gotta say.
it is different. It's
Everybody,
super different.
everybody loves Ethan and everybody loves his frame, but like it's got a steep ass head tube. Like I don't know, the back end's like pretty long for like normally, what I'm trying to do at least. And I had never really ridden like a shorter back end, but I didn't want to go too short because I also like riding bulls and stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Max and Cole felt the same, so we were like, that's all it really was. Is like we just didn't have a frame to really mess with.
Yeah. That's really cool. And to see that there's now a fit frame that's right middle ground that's good for literally everything.
Yeah, it's tight.
It's rad. And to see that you three are all were on like the same thing with just different colorways. And then I think somebody, it might have been you, mentioned that like each of you rides a different top tube length of it.
Yeah, we do. Like Max rides a 27.5, I ride a 21, and Cole rides a 21.25, which is like insane. It all just like we all ride the different ones. They come in everything though, but it was just cool that like worked out.
Yeah, some things are just meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how the whole thing was.
That's pretty sweet. And yeah, it's cool to see that. There's also handlebars.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep, they're 9.5. I don't really know much about handlebars, man. I'm just like, I just always looked at the rise and I was like, yep, that's what we're rolling with. Like, I didn't think about anything else.
That's funny because you were super stoked about this very specific frame geometry. Then when it comes to the
Yeah,
bars, you're like, yeah, they are what they are.
yeah. I'm like, it's cool. I just needed 9.5, and I was like, sweet, we got them. They're awesome.
Nice. That is
Mhm.
funny. Um, speaking of I completely forgot. We should probably just list off what the frame geometry even is.
Yeah, I like took a screenshot to like I went. Let me get back on that.
Oh
I
yeah, I
just
can pull it up too, so you don't
yeah,
have
pull
to
it
do
up.
that. I'll pull it up so you don't have to worry about it. Young buck frame. So rear end length is 13.1,
13.4, I think, is like where it goes to.
which is right in that like sweet spot of
Yeah,
not super short and not getting to the 14
exactly. Yeah.
normal
Like
75-degree head tube. What's that?
I was about to say I'm like snapping hard spins like crazy, and then like it still feels normal jumping and stuff, you know.
It's good.
Like I've always like wanted that snappy like feeble hard feeling. And I was like, oh, we got it now. It's tight.
Is that why the feeble hard I did the other day was way easier? And I haven't done them, I think, on my new bike at all yet.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's got a shorter rear end.
Probably, yeah.
I was filming for this thing I've got. I'm working on it. I was like, I had a guy filming there with a drone for me. And I'm like, man, this trick's really hard. It might take a while. And I did it second try. And it's like, okay.
Like for sure.
But head tube angle, normal, 75 degrees. Seat tube angle, normal, 71 degrees. Bottom bracket height is 11.7.
Yep.
What does that help with?
Definitely just helps with quick grinds, or like any sort of just getting your sprocket away from something like that, you know, like a lot of like trail frames and shit, like stuff like that. They'll be lower just for center of gravity, basically, you know, like it keeps you more stable. So yeah, like it is a little more like loopier in that respect. Like you're a little higher off the ground, but we're trying to ride street. And I like crooked a triple kink the other day. Like I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get through the kinks, man.
Yeah, well, you definitely
need the bottom bracket height for sure. Like that's all it is, really.
Yeah, you absolutely like have to have it if you're gonna do.
Like I think Ethan's like 11.8 or 11.9, which is even like that much of a millimeter like higher than ours. So.
And then you combine that with that long rear end and
like,
all the other stuff. It's definitely like if you're gonna get a signature frame, you might as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I rode his frame for like 2 years too, and it was kick ass. I'm not like hating on it at all, but it was just, you know, there was wild dimensions, and we just like wanted something basic that just felt right to us, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was the thing. It was like when I was looking at stuff, I looked at all the fit frames, and I'm like, man, there's nothing that's really fits like the geometry that I wrote. I mean, yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
but
that's all I really was.
Then the standover is 9 inches, which I feels pretty normal too.
Yeah. Everything, like apart from the back end being just like a slight bit shorter and the bottom bracket being a slight bit higher, is just as basic as a frame can get, I think, you know.
Yep, absolutely. And it's cool. It's cool that these are out now and available.
Yeah, it's tight.
So how did the process of figuring out your color go?
That, I don't know. I saw that color, so not the exact color I have on my frame, but I was in New York like for Dawn of the Streets like a year ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's a photographer, Greg Moliterno. He's one of my homies. Yeah. Took some photos for the DVD F It All, or actually he made the book for the DVD F It All. The Fit DVD. He was on trips taking photos the entire time. We became good friends, and he had I think he has an old Scavenger frame, dude, and it's like super dark, like it's called dark chocolate or something, and it's like a matte version of mine. Like it's matte black, but like slightly brown, and it just looked really crazy to me. So when I got the opportunity to like get the color, I was like, let's try and find like a translucent version of that. Like I wanted like super dark, but still like a weird tone to it in the light.
You definitely seem to have got it. It is a beautiful color.
I know, I'm really pumped on it. And then I think Cole just like always wanted cream, and Max just like, you know, I don't even know. He was just like Army Green. I love it. And I was like, all right, bet you're gonna do it. And, yeah.
What was the process of working on the frame like?
It was really simple. Like we got them out like so far. We got samples with paint and stickers. Like it was nuts.
Wow, that's fast.
We pushed them, and I think it's because we already knew like that we would enjoy riding them. Like we weren't really stressing. Like we weren't like changing dimensions where we were like wondering how it would feel. We were like, this is gonna feel like how we want it to feel, you know. So like it was just basically like we got the dimensions dialed in, and then it was just like she sent us just asking us questions like, what do you guys want to do, like signature stickers kind of thing, you know. And we were like, yes, like please, let's push that. And then we just like put a couple of notes down, and she sent them over to Eben. Eben would send us like one kind of like a first like template basically, and then we like added a few adjustments. Like I was like, nah, he needs to be more milk drunk. Like he's not looking enough. Like he was like way too up and happy in it. I was like, no, he needs to like, there should be milk everywhere and like glasses breaking and stuff like that, you know? So then we like got a second one back and it was perfect. And then picking colors was just like sending us swatches online, and we're just kind of like, all right, let's like see what they look like in video and stuff, like YouTube videos. And then, yeah, it was just like kind of have to go with our gut on the colors. But once they got there, we were all juiced. So it was chilling.
That's awesome. Are you close to where the building is?
Yeah, I'm 20 minutes away, like 25.
Nice. So
That's
I
pretty
know
sick.
in that one Factory Friday, you got to see the frames being
Yeah,
made
I
a little
pulled
bit.
up and yeah, I got to see them made. That first day I got there, it was just like in color and they just gave it to me, which was crazy. It was like going pro for a skateboard company and they just give you your deck, you know?
Mm,
That doesn't happen in BMX because it's freaking expensive and everything's getting made in Taiwan and you're not able to do it, you know? That like they just like showed, boom, like there you go. I was like, holy shit. Like it was badass.
yeah, your reaction was really cool to see on
Yeah, it
video.
was juice.
That is sweet. So it sounds like it was just a really simple process and everything
Yeah.
went exactly the way that you guys wanted.
Yeah, everything like jived really well. I don't know. There wasn't one hiccup in the whole thing. We just went on a trip to the Bay Area for 5 days. Wasn't a hiccup in that trip either. We fucking went off, so that'll be sick.
Triple kink cricket grind.
Yeah, that too.
Damn.
There's some crazy shit.
I'm
Definitely
assuming.
crazy shit happened in that video. It's tight. It's gonna be really good.
Was it all three of you then in the same
Yeah.
spot? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all three of us, like 5 days in the Bay, just doing our shit.
Nice. Everything went smooth. You guys did it.
Yeah,
That's sweet. Did
everything
you
crazy smooth.
did you guys have like anything in mind that you wanted to do, or did you just go and find stuff?
I don't know. Max and I have been like, we grew up. So I grew up in Reno, Nevada, which is like 4 hours from the Bay, and Max grew up in the Bay. So we've always just kind of ridden around there together, like since we were like 16, you know. And so we already knew a shitload of spots, but bringing Cole with us, we were trying to like hit a few like DIYs and like parks too, because I mean, I never get the chance to film parks and Max in videos, so we were even stoked to do that. So we were like, picked a few DIYs to hit on the list and a couple backyard ramps. And then other than that, like I just wanted to get a hill bomb personally. Like I was just like, I need to get a hill bomb. That's all I cared about.
Did you get your hill bomb?
Yeah, I got my hill bomb. So,
Good. That's really good to hear. I'm glad it went smoothly and everything's good, and like the promo will just get to come out and yeah.
yeah, it was tight. Stu Johnson filmed it too, which was legendary.
Dude.
Like getting to film with Stu Johnson is like a, you know, like that is like a dream on its own, like period.
For real though, like what is that even like?
Dude, it's nuts because like you don't have to. He's like he'll talk to you about angles, like it's sick, you know, like he's really receptive and dope. And then you're like sitting there like, dude, you're Stu. Like just like I don't like you're like I don't even I have so much confidence in you. It doesn't even I don't care at all in the world, man. And then he just like gets in the van talking about like all these old stories and stuff, and you're just like sitting there dreaming, like, what the hell? Like, how is this guy like real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's been filming BMX longer than we've been alive.
Literally, not even an exaggeration.
Not exaggeration whatsoever. All three of us on that trip have been alive for less time than Stu Johnson has filmed BMX. It's fucking nuts.
Which, I mean, that's gotta feel like kind of an honor at that.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's an honor for all of us for sure.
So, filming with Stu, what's it like? You guys just go out and he's keeping up and riding with you guys and you just go spot to spot? How did it go?
I mean, he would in the Bay. We kind of had it listed out pretty well with these spots because, you know, we were there for 5 days. We knew like what we wanted to ride, so
Nice.
we were just pulling up on him. And he's, like I said, like seriously the most receptive, awesome dude in the world. Like he just wakes up in the morning. He's like, "Where you guys want to go?" doesn't even care. Like, no question in the world. No, we're going, and he's down, and he's just there filming everything. And it's fucking sick. And like, you just know he's gonna make something amazing out of it because he's Stu.
I feel like that's part of what makes him so good is just that he just goes with what you guys want to do, you know? Did I lose you? Uh-oh. We might have lost him. At least it was on a smile. There he is. Can you hear me?
There we go. We're back. Yep.
Yeah, so what I was saying, if you didn't hear me, was that's probably part of what makes Stu so good at what he does is that he's just capturing like you guys being you and doing it the best he can.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the best in the world at it for sure. Like, guaranteed. I mean, there's a lot that are good at it, but there's no one as legendary and profound as Stu. So that's all it really is.
Definitely got quite the resume.
Fuck yeah, he does.
Is there anything? I guess we don't want to spoil much of it because the video is going to come out, and we already talked about the triple soon.
Just know it's great. Like, for me to say, I don't think much is crazy. That shit is wild. Max did some stuff. Like, Max Miller.
Oh yeah, he
did some shit.
He's wild.
Yeah.
You're wild. Cole is wild. Like, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, it was a good spot for sure.
Where did the Young Buck name come from?
Dude, we just we just want to get in. Like, Melissa was like, "What do you guys want to call it?" And I said Young Buck, and we're all like super stoked on it because it was just, I don't know, I just think it's a sick name. And then feels bad because a couple homies were like, "Yo, Dylan Lloyd had the Buck frame," and we were like, "Fuck." Oh. Yeah.
But
so that one feels bad. But then everybody was like, "Dude, y'all are the Young Bucks. That was years ago. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, rip it." And we were like, "All right, we're ripping it. Like, who cares, And it was already in production and shit. And it's a name. Like, truthfully, I think it's so fucking tight. Like, I don't know how no one's used Young Buck before. Like, because it's such just like a phrase everybody says, like Young Buck. Like, and yeah, I just thought it was a sick name, and we all loved it, so we went with it.
Hell yeah. And the graphics are so sick with the deer.
Yeah, it's fucking tight. Yeah. We were stoked. Eben killed it on those.
Yeah, he's good at what he does. Having Eben do graphics on the frame, then you got Stu Johnson filming the promo. Like S&M, the building is building the frames. Like, I mean, it's all as almost like as good as it gets.
It is as good as it gets, I think, honestly. For getting a frame, that's as good as it gets for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I've got to ask though, and I'm sure you've told this story a million times, but where does the Milky thing come from?
All right, it's kind of funny. Like, way back, I don't know, I was like 16 or something, just being a little shithead. I think this chick called me Milky, like, one night. Like, I was like, I don't know, I was smoking or something. She just called me Milky. And then all my homies just thought it was hilarious. And, like, ever since then, it kind of just stuck. Like, everybody was just like, Milky. Like, just, I don't know, it just, like, rolls off the tongue. And everybody just started kind of calling me Milky. And then in BMX, like, once I changed my Instagram, I would go to jams, and it was like no one knew my name, so they would call me Milky. And then now it's just like I can't get away from it. Now it's like it's stuck to me forever.
I think that can be a good thing though too.
Yeah, it is.
Because would you go ahead?
No, I
was just gonna say, like, Milky versus Mikey Andrews. Like, there's a million Mikeys out there. How many Milkies are there in BMX? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that's like a big thing. It was like, I didn't realize it as a young age because obviously no kid does. And I'm still young and I still don't realize a lot of things, but like I didn't realize, like, BMX, you got to market yourself. Like, yeah, that's the way to fucking do it. Like, unfortunately, you could be the best rider in the world, but if you don't market yourself, like, you ain't shit to a company. So like just having the name Milky since I was 16 and everybody just kind of knowing me, like that helped me so much without me even knowing it until like now I'm like, oh shit, like I got a nick that's really good for me. Like
I'm just realizing how right you are about that, and I never even considered that part.
yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's
Whoa.
true. Like it's a really easy just like represent yourself with a nickname, and I just did it on accident. But there's a bunch of fools who just like get it out of nowhere and it works for them, you know?
Oh yeah, it's like fake B-roll. If it's fake, it's weird. So if you like give yourself your own
Yeah.
nickname, it's kind of weird.
Mhm. Yeah, it's super weird. You're right. Exactly.
I mean, I know we've all been in those situations where it's like, hey, stand there for a second, like do something, or like you're like, all right, the
Yeah.
video's all done, but we need B-roll. Go sit on those
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah, and you're just like,
Well, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you mentioned growing up with Max. He lived like
Mhm.
4 hours away. Were you guys
Yeah.
both always savages?
He was more than me, dude. He was way more of a savage than I ever was, and still is.
I mean, you're both wild. He's just, it seems like everything you've ever seen from Max is like a insane dead man thing.
Yeah, and that's how he's always been. Like he started riding when he was like 14, I think, like
Yeah.
15, like pretty late. And like all his homies, like one of our good friends, Chase, he's super talented. He just did like he literally can fakie nose manual and do nut stuff. And he's been riding for a while. And he said Max and him became friends, and like within a year, Max was just like bar spinning off roofs, like just because like he just always was like had the huck to him, you know, like he just never cared. And that's how it was. Like we would grow up and go to jams, and he would just be like going for it, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I guess I gotta go for it too." Like that's cool.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's always awesome when you've got people like that around you to motivate you.
Yep, that's exactly how it was.
Are you older than him? Is he older? Same age?
Uh, shit, I think we're the same age. I think I'm older than him by just like months, but
Gotcha.
we're both 22 now. So yeah, same age.
Nice. So did you mention he started riding pretty late? When did you start? How old were you?
I like grew up kind of just riding dirt bikes and BMX around with my brother, but I always played soccer like super super hard until I was like 16, 17. Like kind of quit it because I was getting injured riding my bike. Like
Mm,
so I rode BMX, always rode dirt jumps with my brother a little bit, you know, just like messed around for fun. And then I started skating, and then I scootered, and then all my homies got back into BMX, and I was like, all right, like this is what I like to do. And yeah, so like when I was like, always did it, but when I was like 15, I like really got into it. I was like, all right, this is the shit.
nice.
Yeah.
That's rad. Going from riding bikes around the pits, the dirt bike track.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you go to a dirt bike track and you're definitely gonna see a real BMX bike there.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. All in the pits.
Yeah. So between you and Max, who got on Fit first?
Max. Max for sure. Max got on Fit, I don't know, like 5 years ago at this point, a long time ago.
And how long have you
Maybe
been
even
on?
longer. Year and a half,
Oh
two
wow.
years.
For some reason, I feel like it was longer than that.
I was on S&M before for also like 2 years, a year and a half.
Gotcha.
Because I got put on S&M through the bike shop Max and I ride for. And then when I moved down to Long Beach, it just kind of like everything just made sense for me to be on Fit because I was filming with Justin every day and shit.
I gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's been like
That's
I think it's been 2 years now. Yeah, I'm Fit for two, I think,
good experience
which
so
is
far.
wild actually. Yeah, sick experience so far for sure.
Good. Good. I mean, it seems like it. You got a frame. You guys go on trips. You do cool
Yep.
stuff. Like,
Yeah. There's nothing to complain about. Like you put yourself out there, they're there to be receptive for it, and all they want you to do is succeed and ride your bike. So
yep.
that's it.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
absolutely nothing I could ever complain about so far. Just working with Melissa and
Yeah.
Chris. It's professional and everything that it should be.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's pretty sick so far, man. I have no complaints. I'm going on trips, riding my bike. and living my dreams. So if I'm complaining, I'm probably fucking wrong about it.
Sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders too, though.
Yeah, that too. That helps me, I guess, but maybe not. I don't know. I just mean it.
I did ask Melissa today if there was anything that I should ask you about that I might not know, and she made a comment about something to do with New Zealand.
Uh-huh.
What
Yeah,
what's that?
I was born in New Zealand.
Really? And how
Yep.
young were you when you guys came to the States?
Dude, I was probably like 6 months old. I was like an infant.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So my parents, they moved. They have a crazy story. They moved to the States to just like travel and do stuff, and then they had my brother. So they moved back to New Zealand to like be close to family. And then New Zealand wasn't working out, and they had me, and we're like, okay, we need to go make money. So they went to the States again.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
wild.
this has nothing to do with bikes, but I know that like when people come to the States as adults or whatever, and you gotta do the citizenship stuff and pass the whatever tests or something along those. Like, what
Mhm.
happens when you're a baby? Do you just get grandfathered in, or do you gotta wait?
Yeah, I think that is the way it works for me. I'm pretty sure it's like past a certain age in the US. Like I'm not positive what it is, but I'm pretty sure I was like young enough. And I think my mom's a citizen because I'm pretty sure she was born in St. Louis.
Um,
So I think that probably also has something to do with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever went back at an age where you would remember it?
Yeah, we went back this year. It was crazy.
No
Like
way.
it was, yeah, it was the first time I went back, and I think I was 15, like the last time we went back, and that was an age where like I can remember it, but I wasn't really like there to like really be conscious of it and experience it like years later, like look back on it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one was nuts. It was so cool to see that.
Oh, I'm sure. Did you get to take your bike or did you just go?
Yeah, took my bike, which was tight. My parents were down with that.
That's rad. Where'd
Just
you get to
yeah, it
ride?
was rad. Just a couple skate parks, and then we went to the city one day. Like Wellington City is it's a pretty big city, and I got to ride around there for a while, and that was cool. I like have a bunch of pictures of spots in my phone if I ever get to go back to New Zealand with a filmer or something. I'm like, I'm so hyped.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. How do you describe what it's like in New Zealand?
Oh man, it's like tropical. Like everything's green. Um, it's just like it's just beautiful. Like that's really the only way you can explain it. Like everything just seems way more natural. Like the air, the food, the water, like everything just seems more calm, like not as dirty, just nice. Like everything just seems way more natural there. Like it was just untouched.
I mean, it seems like New Zealand is like off completely. It's its
Yeah,
own
it's pretty cut off. Yeah.
place.
Yeah, it's just islands like right like next to Australia, but it is cut off from Australia. Like there's no like you can't die from a spider in New Zealand. I don't think like no there's
Whoa.
not like there's none of those huge ones in Australia, you know, like there's none of that. There's no snakes. Like no snakes are gonna kill you in New Zealand. It's just like I don't know why. It's just such like it's just a beautiful, nice place to be. No worries in the world. Like I couldn't imagine like someone worrying about anything in New Zealand.
Sounds like New Zealand's the place to be.
It is a place to be if you have enough money for it, for sure. Okay, I lied. There's one thing to worry about in New Zealand. It's money.
Oh
But
yeah. Well, it's just islands in general are
yeah,
everything's so much
exactly.
more expensive because you have to bring it to the island usually.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh. That's pretty cool. Is there like a riding scene out there?
yeah. I met a couple homies. It was cool, man. I like went to a couple parks and met a couple dudes. There was a bunch of dudes on Instagram hitting me up. Like, there's definitely a riding scene out there. I want to make my way back out because it was tight.
Yeah, it'd be really sweet to have like a video with a little bit of the story, oh, I was born in New Zealand when I was, and then we moved when I was
Yeah.
6 months, and I came back and I got all these spots, pictures of them, and then we went back. Took a filmer.
Yeah, true.
Hey, I'll go. I'll film it.
Yeah, it's fucking
I'll
sick,
ride it and
dude.
film it.
Yeah, it's really, really cool there, man.
It sounds like it. The way people talk about that place and the fact that you don't worry about the spiders or the snakes.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
sugar-free Australia.
that's what's getting everybody. Like I'll tell my friends, I'll be like, yeah, dude, like, because they'll be like, isn't there like giant spiders? I can't. And I'm like, no, not there. Like, you're thinking of Australia. New Zealand, real nice.
Till the saltwater crocs swim across and get there.
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty sweet though. It's cool that you have that because I mean, there's very few people probably that can have something like that in life, just being born here and living here their whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's rad. Melissa also told me that you're working on three different videos right now.
Yeah. Let's see if this light helps out. I'm looking dark. There we go.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's better.
yeah, I got one. So Troy, damn, I forget Troy's last name. You know, you're welcome.
Oh
Or
yeah.
you're welcome. So Troy Cooper, that's his last name. We've been filming a video out of the kindness of his heart, and that one's gonna drop Sunday. So that one's coming soon. It's just in Long Beach. And then I'm filming an Odyssey video with Kramus, which we've been going at for a while. I think we have like an 8-minute timeline right now. And then I'm filming a fit video. So like during the DVD and even after, me and Justin were still filming. And then when all that happened, I just was like, we didn't have a filmer, and I was like, all right, I got to find a filmer. So I found Eddie Quayler.
Yeah.
So me and Eddie have been going off, and that's been super fun. So we have like another 8-minute timeline. So it's been, yeah, we've been filming,
Jeez.
man. We've been going in for real.
Plus the promo for the Young Buck frame.
Yeah, yeah. Shit's kind of going wild right now. My body is kind of hating me for it. I'm taking a break here soon.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's deserved.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's, I mean, that's good though, man. You're doing what you need to do, and when those videos come out, it sounds like you're progressing very similarly with all of them. So they may come out in like somewhat close of a range, and it's just gonna be,
Yeah,
it's gonna be the 2 months of Milky.
yeah, for real. I think so. This one will come out soon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hyped on it. It's going good, man.
That's really good. Eddie's in the chat. He said, "Yer."
That's my dog.
Yeah, Eddie is awesome. So,
Eddie.
so when it comes to going out and riding street and finding spots and things like that, like what's your mindset when it comes to the things that you want to do or think of?
Oh man, my mindset. I like. I don't know, dude. I just go out. I just want to ride shit. Like it's doesn't really matter. Like I just go. I'm trying to always find something that's obviously like a little different. I don't know what it really is about me, but I just like to find stuff that's like not generic in a way,
Hmm.
And I like to just I don't know. I like to ride my bike like a skateboard damn near is kind of what I say. It's like more fun for me. So yeah, I just kind of look for setups most of the time. Like I'm just kind of hunting for spots. I'm not really looking to do tricks. I'm just kind of like more of like a go ride your bike around a city for like 3 hours and along your way we'll film.
That's pretty sweet. And it's cool to hear that mindset on things because, there's several different potential mindsets where it's like, oh, I've got this, and this that I want to do on this, and this.
Yeah.
And that's rad too. But then
Hmm.
it's cool. There's something cool about, just roaming around and then you find this thing and then you figure out your best thing to
Yeah.
do on that setup.
It's the most natural and that's the most fun for me at least. Like there is obviously you have to like you see famous spots or you see a spot and you have to like one day you're gonna have to like get in the car and just drive to the spot and do the trick on the spot. But most of the time like me and Eddie, or even with Kramus, like we'll just go to LA and just kind of like hop out of the car and just like doesn't even matter. We just kind of run into whatever. We'll have like a spot to warm up on in the day, and then we're just like, let's figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like that feels the most real.
Yeah, yeah, and it makes the best videos, I think. Like it just does it because it, like you said, it feels real. Nothing's set up. You're not like there's people around you in the city, cars around you. Like anything could happen. Like that's street riding. So that's what we love to do.
Absolutely. But I'm sure you still also at the same time have your dream tricks that are just waiting for the right
Oh
spot.
yeah, yeah. There's a list for sure, but like just majority of the time, like the way I like to do it, and just is like go out and find setups and just like explore the city you're in.
Yeah, you're right. That's the most fun way to do it.
Yeah,
What about when you're riding a park or filming something in a skate park?
that's rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. No, I just like I like riding bowls and stuff a lot, like just doing airs and slashing my tires along coping and all that shit. It was like whenever I don't know, Fast and Loose blew up in all our faces, and I was like still living in Reno and wasn't really filming anything. I was still like a youngin, didn't even
Yeah.
really know what was going on. And I watched Fast and Loose and was like, all right, I got to do that shit for sure.
That's awesome.
I rode bowls for like 6 months probably, just like watching Preston videos, watching Corey videos, like just like got cracked on bull riding. And then, yeah, so now I like that too, like a little bit of both worlds. That's fun.
That's sick. And, and do you ever ride dirt jumps at all?
Yeah, when I get the chance, for
Nice.
sure. If I'm looking like I'll be okay, I'll do it. I don't know. Their jumps either go really good or really bad, man. That's the
I feel
I'm
like
either
they get scary. Some of them are scary.
yeah, dude. It's either the best day of my life or the worst day of my life. That's the only two ways that shit goes.
Oh, we have to get you out here riding the trails I ride at because the way I describe them is that they're the most forgiving trails ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tight. I like that.
And we don't have the ability to make the lips and landings super hard packed and squared
Sharp
off.
and squared, yeah.
So
Yep.
if you 50-50 case, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely grew up riding trails. Like I can ride trails. I just get a little nervous sometimes. I'm like, oh, I haven't done this in a while.
That's
But
understandable.
yeah. Once I get in though, dude, like give me a couple hours on the set and I'll be all right.
Hell yeah.
We'll have fun. I can definitely jump some jumps.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, obviously you guys wanted your frame to be well-rounded and you
Yep.
are well-rounded. It's cool that you're like somewhat conscious of that too.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
It's
I
good.
wish I was more well rounded, but I'm well rounded enough. Cole's real well rounded. That's the full like he is putting that frame to the fucking test when it comes to ramp riding. He's going like that dude, he airs like fucking Larry Edgar, I swear to God.
Well, if you're gonna make your standard of the park side of being well-rounded, airing like Larry Edgar, it's gonna be tough to make it there.
Maybe I shouldn't say that, dude. Maybe he's a little under Larry Edgar, but he's getting there.
Dude, he's amazing for sure.
He's a fucking ripper.
And super dialed.
Oh yeah. He's freaking sits at Lakeside Park 5 hours a day. He doesn't even motherfucker. Just wakes up, goes to Lakeside Skate Park.
That's funny. Oh. What's your normal day look like?
Work 5 a.m. every day at a golf course. So wake up, hit the course, to go work like a 6 to 8 hour shift. Get off, eat some lunch. If anybody's riding, I just go link up and ride. That's pretty much it. Like, just go to work, get off, go ride.
Nice. What type of stuff you doing at the golf course?
Just washing golf carts, like doing all the normal, picking up golf balls. Not anything too crazy, but it's a simple job, and they allow me the time off when I need it to go on trips and everything. So it's pretty sick.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really cool how many BMX riders have been able to find jobs like that are flexible enough to allow for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's tight. They're all out there. I mean, this one was just tight because when I moved here, I was just really trying to look for something with the mornings so I could make sure I can ride every day and
Yeah.
film if I need to, you know, like, because everybody's on a schedule, you know. Some days Kramus is like, I can only film Wednesday this week. And I'm like, shit. But so like working it being able to get like 5 a.m. to 11 or 5 a.m. to 2 or whatever, like getting off and being able to go ride for a couple hours is sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, is there when it comes to like the outside of BMX stuff, is there anything you like to do outside of BMX for fun?
Yeah, I've been struggling with that lately.
Yeah.
that one, that one's hit me recently for sure. I like to golf. That one's tight. I can definitely golf a little bit. Justin Benthian's been egging me to go play soccer. Fucker, because I can play soccer, and he used to be a goalkeeper, and he's been doing like some pickup games here and there, and he's been egging me on to go do that. And I'm like, all right, like one of these days I got to go do it. Yeah, other than that, we just, you know, do the California shit, go to the beach, hang out, you know, live it up while we can.
California life.
Yeah, I'm getting burnt on it, but you know, we're here partying still. We'll get through another year, I think, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, if you had to go somewhere else, where would you go?
Probably back home or San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably end up back home here real soon and then figure it out from there.
I feel like that Reno area has a really good BMX scene too.
It's starting to, for sure. It's been popping off lately. There's a bunch of little kids in the hometown, and then you're just close. You're so close to the Bay in Sacramento that it's like all like the Northern California jams that the bike shops throw, and like Vans Bicycle Center, the one I ride for, he throws like 20 a year. He's nuts. And a bunch of people pull up to those. So yeah, like there's definitely a scene out there, and I'm kind of missing it. So I'm gonna go tap back into that soon, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like being home.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like being home, and you can always travel, and you gotta just do what you gotta do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could leave home, to be honest, like, and move out of Ohio.
Yeah,
Maybe for a month at a
that was
time.
tough.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I moved real quick too. I was like, peace.
Sometimes it's just what you need, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Growing up in like a small town and like looking at BMX through the screen makes you think like all your wildest dreams are right there, you know. So you got to go do it.
Yeah, that's what drove you
The
to it.
realest thing. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, do you feel like you'd be anywhere even close to where you are if you didn't?
Hell no. That's what I mean. Like you got to go do it. Like all your wildest dreams are through that screen. Like no matter what they are, you know. Like if you're feeling something and you like really want to go achieve it, like that was the thing. Like I was just like, I have to go do this. Like I'm not gonna live with myself if I don't. So I'm going. You know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man! You're a good dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody could pick up on this or not, but literally, Milky and I have never had a conversation before.
Yeah, now even once. First combo.
But I was like,
man, I'm actually enjoying it. For real.
Thanks. I was just
Is
like,
that
what?
Your Fit shirt, man? Where'd you get that? I think it's crazy.
It's the Metal Eagle shirt.
Oh my god!
The new one.
I didn't realize it. I don't even think I've seen the front of it. I didn't even like scroll on the Instagram post. Shit, I gotta get that. I think it's tight actually.
As you should.
Damn right, I should.
The only thing though is they only made them in large and up. I feel like a little kid wearing my dad's shirt right now. Like it comes all the way down to my elbow. You can't even. Yeah, the sleeve. I'm about to throw it in the dryer and put it
Nasty
on
was
high.
probably like, we don't need no mediums and smalls.
I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just funny.
No, I was saying Nasty would probably say that. He was like, we don't need those.
Yeah, who knows? But it's a sweet shirt, and I'm like, dang, if I'm going on there with Milky, I gotta rep the Fit shirt.
Damn right.
And there wasn't any other Fit shirts up till this one from the time that stuff started happening. So I was like, if I'm gonna wear a Fit shirt, it's either this one or one of the shirts that I wore when I was growing up.
Yeah. Well, it's just I wore when I was like in high school.
Yeah, it'd be all super tight because I wore small shirts.
I love that though. Like when like my roommates or something will pull an old fit shirt like way out of the deep end of their closet, and I'm like, hell yeah! Like that was just,
Yeah.
they're like the sickest ones, man. The
Oh,
gears on
dude.
them.
The bolt cutters that said ride
Yeah,
everything. I
yeah,
still
right.
have that
Everything
one somewhere.
sickest shirt. God, we got to remake that one.
Yeah, well,
Shit's tight.
there's
I love that
three
one.
different designs coming, shirt
Yeah,
designs. I think they
hell
just
yeah.
got sent off like last week or something like that. So there'll be a bunch of new fit shirts coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. Let them know.
Yeah, and I think she even said there's like different colors of them too. So sweet.
Sick.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I gotta get rid of my blueberries. Fella.
Blueberry ice
Yeah, I'm
pack.
icing my knee.
Oh no!
I ate it at the trails before I got home.
How bad?
Oh, dude. I was doing a seat grab X up over
Uh,
like a big jump and missed my bar.
oh
And I think I
no!
just basically it was like I was 10 feet high and just
Yeah,
jumped to the ground and didn't
on
bend
you.
my knee. Like, didn't bend
No.
my leg at all when I hit. So just, and then the worst part is, so like sometimes you crash and you land on your seat and ride it out.
Yeah.
I landed on my top tube, right,
Oh,
you know, like, it just,
damn near credit carded yourself on a bike.
oh,
That's
dude, if
not
the
good.
top tube was thinner, it would have cut me in half. Yeah, it should be fine, but I just had to put those to the side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel it.
So, you mentioned earlier that you were on S&M for a couple years first. Tell me the
Yeah.
whole story of like getting on S&M and then Fit and everything.
That was pretty cool. So I would always go to these jams in Northern California, like Sacramento area, Vans Bicycle Center. Dude's name is Glenn. I always forget his last name. I almost want to say it's Brown. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't quote me. I love you, Glenn. If you're listening to this, I apologize. He's definitely listening to this. I love you so much, Glenn. But he put me and Max on. He put a bunch of kids on, man. He's awesome. So he would always throw these jams. He got like probably 6 kids at once, like flow sponsorships from like multiple different companies.
Wow.
Like there was kids on Merit. There was kids like one kid was on Animal. Me and Max was on Fit. I was on S&M, and he was like really trying to like tap into some other companies at the time. And so yeah, we would always go through. And one day, like I wasn't on S&M yet, but one day he was throwing a shop jam, and it was actually, it's funny to say, but it was the Madeira premiere
Mm.
for their, what was it? NBD, right? Or no, ABD, the ABD premiere, their
Yeah, I think
DVD.
that's what it was called.
Or yeah, it was called ABD, yeah. And so they were premiering that there, and Mike Stahl happened to, like, obviously he was on that trip because he was pro for Madeira
Oh,
at the time.
yeah.
And yeah, so they kind of set it up with Dougie at the building, D Fresh.
Yep.
He set it up with Glenn, got me a box, and then Mike Stahl like surprised me in front of everyone, which was honestly like, for getting put on a company like that, dude, like that kind of shit doesn't happen to many people. Like I'm so grateful. Like all my homies were around, and like Stahl, who I didn't even know at the time, and now he's like one of my best friends, like just walks in with this frame box and is like, yo, dude, you've been killing it. You're on. And like everybody just started screaming and shit. It was so sick.
That is so sick.
Yeah. And then they just build me my bike, and I'm just riding an S&M frame at the jam that day, like put on.
Whoa, so it happened early enough.
Yeah, dude. Went home, fucking filmed an iPhone video for the next 6 months with one of my best friends, Sam. Got that put on YouTube, and then I was like, I'm moving. And now we're here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's so sick. And then you moved, and you mentioned how after being there, you felt like it made more sense with Fit.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. It was just easier to film, and we were already all jiving, and like Max, my best friend, is on Fit. Like it just all made sense. Like one day we went out, and Max was like, hey, you want to come out? And I was like, sure, why not? And like Justin just happened to be filming a vlog that day, and we were like kicking it, like, just hanging out. Like all just got along really well. So it was a no-brainer for sure.
That's super sick.
Yeah.
I love when things just happen organically like that, and there's no like, hey, can you do this for me and
Yeah.
any of that.
Yeah, man. It's just like I don't know. If you put yourself in the situation, the shit will happen to you. Like, you just got to go out there and try and do it, you know?
Yep.
You got to go, you got to pull up to every gym. And if there's one thing I have to say, like, if like any kid or even anybody is listening, if you get put on, go make a video. Because if you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you get put on a company, go film your own video and send it to them, because they will be like, oh, damn, he's moving. Like, they'll love that shit.
Oh, yeah. And like something to keep in mind too is that like you don't have to have somebody, coming out and be a real filmer to film a video. You can do it with your phone.
Of course. I mean, and at that point, you should. Like, there's no reason. There's no reason to have a real filmer back then. Like, you should just be doing it for the sake of doing it, because that's like what's organic about it and so sick. And like,
oh yeah,
that's what makes it so fun. Is like you and your friend just like having no clue what you're doing, but you're doing something.
I mean, yeah,
it's sick.
That's
like,
the only.
It's pure.
Yep, and that's the only reason that I even have edits that come out is because I have people film them, and I like my girlfriend's really good at filming, and just because I'm not gonna. Oh, it's sick. She actually.
That's big goals right there.
Yeah, there's a whole story behind that, but yeah, like I'm not gonna ask anybody to send a filmer to Ohio for the random, like.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I mean.
I'm so used to my whole life just living life and riding, and then in a session, oh, this thing comes up and I'm like, oh, this is way too good for Instagram, or now it's like, oh, this is way too good to put in a YouTube video, so I'm gonna film it intentionally and try and do really good with it so that it can be in an edit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's the sickest thing. And then it's like you progress in every way too. Like, I've gotten so much better at filming in the past like 6 months, just being around my roommate, and he's like, yo, film this. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. I better do my best. Like, I'm like, it's gonna be on Dig one day, I better do my best.
Yeah. Who's your roommate?
Chris Kerrigan. I have a bunch of roommates. I got Zach Mealman, Diego Bravo, Chris Kerrigan, and Ison Bogosian.
Nice.
They're all rippers. Zach's on Animal and Colt. Diego's on Sunday. Topher should be on Sunday, and Odyssey, he will be one day. I've got my whole heart believing in the kid.
Well, if you keep filming for him.
Hell yeah. I know. He's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
So good.
It's like a good and a bad thing about living in California is like you have to have roommates, but you have sick BMX roommates.
Yeah, it's tight. It's like, it's a blessing and a curse for sure. It's a curse in like trying to be an adult and set up your life in that way.
Yeah.
Because you're like, every day's a party, man. But if you like it, you got to do a couple years of it, in my opinion. Like, a BMX house it's every BMX rider's dream, really. So
yeah.
It's super sick to be in one.
I'm sure it's awesome. I live in a BMX house. It's just I'm the only BMX rider that lives in
it. I like that attitude, though. That's the shit right there.
Well, to be fair, there's 2 complete bikes in the living room and 4 frames on the wall. Like,
yep, that's a BMX house.
Yeah.
Ours, I don't even think we have a frame on the damn wall. We got beer boxes on the wall.
Well, it takes effort.
Yeah.
Like, to put up a frame, you gotta not be riding.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it really properly. You gotta be thinking.
Yeah, I should have been more specific. They're on shelves that were already there. So all I had to do was take it out of the box and put it on.
Take it out, put it on. You didn't even have to make the shelves or nothing.
No, they were just already there. So it was not. I made it sound way deeper than it was. Oh man. Shoot. So are you like, when you go out and you're riding, I mean, you definitely do some burly stuff. For example, like that opening clip in your, is it F It All? The ledge with the dude coming up like, hey, you can't do that here.
Yeah, that clip's wild.
So is that the kind of thing where you guys come up on that spot and then all of a sudden you get that like hot feeling where you're like, I have to do this?
Yeah, that day was. To be honest, I think all of the gnarliest shit I've ever filmed has been like that. Like, it's just me like during a day and I'm like, yo, I found this. Hell yeah. Like, it feels right now, you know?
Yeah.
Because on another day, like that ledge would not have felt right. That ledge is not. It's not chill. Like
Not at all.
before it, there's a drainage. Like like the little drainage things in the road that
Yeah.
go like down up. The one of those is like there's not even a bike length between that and getting on the ledge.
Whoa.
So I don't even, dude. To be honest with you, I don't know why I hit that ledge that day. And like that's a lot of the shit. Like a few clips I've filmed with Eddie. Like, well, I know why I did them, but like there's like a Overpegs Easy 3 like with the weirdest run up in the world, and I'm like, I don't know if I would have hit that on another day either. Like it kind of just, that's the thing, is like when it feels right, it feels right.
Yeah. Do you ever are you ever like 10 minutes into a session and you come up on something like that and you're like, well, it's time?
Yeah, a couple times I think. Sometimes it doesn't work out when you're 10 minutes into a session.
Yeah, well, that's my problem. That's why I'm asking that. Is just because personally, like I show up to a skate park and there's a back rail foof. If I don't do it in the first 10 minutes, I'm not going to do it.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I kind of like have to sit on things for a while. Like some spots we'll find them riding and it doesn't feel right that day, and I'll just take a photo of it and kind of just think about it for like a couple weeks and then go back, and it kind of like gets better. I don't know. It's weird.
You think there's something going on in your head where you're like preparing mentally and
Maybe.
for what you need
Maybe.
to do, and then all it just works.
Maybe, I don't know. I just try and be really calculated because I hate eating shit. That's like the realest thing.
It's for real. For real, it sucks.
Like I actually hate eating shit like a lot. So I do my best to not fucking crash for real.
I think being calculated is the secret to longevity in BMX entirely,
Yeah.
though.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
can't
gotta be.
you can't send it for 20 years and not be calculated.
You literally cannot do that. That's facts.
They're the only
Like,
people who
you
ever
really
have.
cannot do that.
Like Sean
Like, there's-
Burns.
Yeah, but like even he's calculated.
That's what I was
Like,
gonna say. He's calculated about it. He's not fully sending it.
Yeah, there's obviously like everybody has like 5 clips. They're not being calculated whatsoever. Like they're just doing it because it feels right at the time. But like, yeah, like if you're just going crazy all the time without thinking, you're not, like, your body's gonna be done before you know it, for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean we've all seen those people and we know those stories of those people because they kind of they went out in a blaze of glory.
Definitely. Yeah, it's crazy.
There's
a lot of ways.
What's that?
And so there's a lot of ways to go about it, and some people will just choose to be nuts, man.
It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, I was about to say, creates the best clips in the world, though.
For real.
Yeah.
That's some of the stuff that I love about like someone like Hoder. You can tell he's calculated about what he's doing, but it feels like when he lands, the way he's reacting to stuff, that it's just like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Hoder's, I don't know what, like 6'4". Like, dude, when Hoder falls. So he's got to be calculated.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, he's been doing it for how long?
Yeah. And I mean, him more than anyone, like, he's calculated, but that dude feels BMX more than anyone I've ever seen in my life. Like, if something's like going on that day and he gets pumped out, like, he's doing it. Doesn't matter whether it's calculated or not. Like, Hoder's going for it for sure.
I can't wait to meet that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's the sickest.
He seems so awesome. But then you look, I mean, there's so many people out there who are still doing it. And I think that's what makes it even more amazing for those people that are Hoder's age or older that are sending it still, but doing it. I mean, freaking Sean Burns broke his back and he's still doing it.
He's still right. I know. It's crazy, man. I feel like it's all a mindset. Like, I don't know. My dad used to say that. He was like, how long does this last? Like, how long can you even, like, ride a bike professionally for? He'd be like I was like 19. He'd be like, aren't you getting a little old?
Yeah.
Like, you know? And I'd look at him and be like, no, dude. Like, most people don't even get it, like, till they're, like, 25, 30 anyway. Like, you gotta, it's a long time now. It's kind of crazy. Even motocross too. Like, someone was telling me that the other day. Like, supercross riders are older now. Like,
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like everybody's got a kid, man. Like all the like riders are just old. Like there's obviously younger ones, but it's like just because like these sports are actually staying around and not just like flopping off and then picking back up. Like there's still like so many, you know, that are like in their mid 30s, 40s that are racing, and like same with BMX and same with skating. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've said this so many times, but I just feel like BMX has not yet figured out how old we can be riding
Yeah.
because it's not old enough to do that.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not old enough to even talk about this, to be real.
Well, it's cool to get young. I mean, I'm 29, you're 22. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool to get like different perspectives on
Yeah, different
things.
perspectives on everything. For sure it is.
Were your parents super supportive, or how'd that go?
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say they weren't supportive at all. Like, they don't necessarily get it or,
Mhm.
like, understand why I hurt myself so much. But, like, they are insanely supportive. Like, so, like, I wanted to move out. They're like, hell yeah, go do it. Like, I would ask my dad to use his car to go to gyms in Northern California because mine was a pile of shit. Probably wouldn't make it. And he was like, yep, here's the keys. Like, they are definitely supportive in all those aspects for sure. Like,
That's awesome.
anything I want to do, they're there to be like, okay, yep, like here's how you do it. Go do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the sickest thing ever.
I mean, how did it go when you went to get your first real BMX bike? Because you were young enough that were you the one buying it?
No, I mean, dude, I'm like the luckiest kid in the world for real. Like my brother, so we used to have an indoor skate park in Reno, and my brother, he just like he's the coolest dude in the world. Like no influence whatsoever, just loved dirt bikes and BMX and like skating for whatever reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's insanely good on a bike. And he went to his brother's or his friend's birthday party one year. Pretty sure this is how it went down. And there was an 18-inch Hoffman in this place for like pretty cheap. I think it was like 70 to $100 at the time. And like my dad was like, you know, like working and was just like looked in and was like, oh well, like this is the opportunity right here. Like I'll probably, you know, like this is cheap, available, and they just got it for me. And that was insane. Like I just remember like getting an 18-inch and like finally feeling like I could ride a bike, and was like, holy shit, like it was so sick. I was like jumping doubles and stuff. There's like old VHS videos of me like jumping dirt jumps like 9 years old.
Damn,
That's
that's
pretty sweet.
so sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys got to get those digitized so you can do
Yeah.
something with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always awesome to see young footage from people. Did you watch the last in between thing with Grant and Trent?
Yeah.
The,
Yeah. I think I got through like 3/4 of it. I think I don't know why I faded off, but I definitely watched most of that.
Well, just the young footage of Grant.
Yeah.
There, like
Yeah.
it'd be sweet to see the young footage of you hitting a dirt jump.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one out there for sure. There's some of me like crashing to and my brother laughing at me and stuff. It's so funny. I love that shit.
Was it your parents filming or your brother filming? Like, how'd that go?
Definitely my brother filming. We would have these. We had grown up in Nevada. There's dirt jumps everywhere. Like every kid is gonna build a dirt jump at some point. So we just would go into the desert to these local dirt jumps and just try and jump them.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it's tight.
That's so cool to hear about because I mean you could have been anywhere else in the country and just not had that happen.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, like growing up, we could ride a dirt bike out of our garage and like do whatever, dude. It was tight.
That is sick. Huh.
Yeah.
Nevada sounds rad.
Yeah, Nevada is rad. It's like the raddest place, honestly. At least northern Nevada is rad. I don't like Vegas.
I've only been to Vegas, so that's all I know.
Vegas is sick to ride, but to live, I don't know, man. I don't think I could do that one.
Yeah, I don't know either. It seems like though it's like once you get outside of the strip, it's just normal life.
Yeah, true. That's true. Very true. It's just kind of windy there, and well, it's hot and sunny. I don't know about that one.
True too.
No damn trees, man. Reno, like 30 minutes away is Tahoe, so you just see all these beautiful green trees and snow, and you're like, all right, like everything feels good here.
Yeah, it sounds like it's one of those sweet spots. Like it's like the New Zealand of America.
Kind of. I don't know. It is a sweet spot for sure.
So you got three videos in the works. One
Yeah.
video, I guess it's in the works, but it's like gonna come out soon.
Yeah, it's done. We actually finished that one,
Do you know if
so we're
Stu's
good
edited
there.
it all yet?
No, that one's with Troy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's called Nibbles. It's just like me and him after work in Long Beach, just ripping around.
gotcha. I was referring to the one that you guys just went and filmed
Oh,
with
the
Stu.
promo. Yes, I think he's editing that right now. That'll be out soon as well. Like,
Awesome.
kind of coming out almost too close together, which I'm like, okay, hold up. But it's fine. We'll just promote them like a couple days apart. It'll be chilling.
Yeah, that's crazy how some of that stuff you have to really be conscious of because if you post them like the same day, you're kind of screwing yourself.
Yeah, like if the frame promo went out that day and then I was like trying to get this other edit popping that day, it just wouldn't work. Everybody would be like on the frame promo and be like, oh, wait, you filmed this too? Like, wouldn't even know about it, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy how there's a little bit of a science behind that side of things.
Yeah, that kind of is. It's weird. And then
It's
social media is weird too. It's like you're not gonna one of your posts is gonna do worse than the other that day for sure. So
yep, half the people are not even gonna be notified
yeah,
or ever see one of those.
exactly.
That whole world is so crazy. I kind of just like stopped caring completely about like pushing videos because there was a point in
Same.
time where it was just like I'm sending this thing to everyone who could possibly get sent this. I don't care if they're in BMX or in some other cycling thing. If they have a
Yeah.
bicycle website, I'm sending it to them. Now it's just like
Yeah.
if it gets posted, cool. If not, I really
Yeah, man, it's unnatural. Like focusing on that kind of stuff kind of fries the brain sometimes, I feel like.
yeah, and I mean, I guess it was fun in the beginning for me because it was like part of the process. I was just doing it for myself, so it was like, let's see what I
Mhm.
can make happen just by myself, sending things out to people with like whatever video I was making. But now it's
Yeah.
like, feels natural, like what you're saying.
Feels like you're pushing it. Yeah, it's like trying to film Instagram clips and stuff sometimes. You like don't want to push it, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
Stuff needs to be natural, man, or else it doesn't jive and you're not happy.
you ever get stuck on a trick that you're trying to film?
Oh yeah. It's terrible. Especially when it's like for Instagram and you're like should be able to do it. Oh man. I kind of just stopped, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like if I have like a thing. I watched a Jason Watts podcast and he was like saying he tries something like 6 times and if he doesn't like feel like he's close, he's just not gonna do it. And that's kind of me now. Like I don't know why it kind of hit. Like I'll like ride my bike forever with no camera and try something a trillion times no camera. But like if we're gonna try and film something, I'm not like this is iPhone. I mean, like this is just for Instagram. Like if I'm not feeling something for Instagram within like the 6 tries, I'm just like, all right, I'll do something else like another day. Like I don't really care.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I've also heard if it takes more than like six tries, that means it's probably too good for Instagram and you should be saving it.
Yeah, and then there's dudes taking 3 hours, put their Instagram post blows up, and that's the whole damn point of what they're doing. And you're like, all right, I mean, maybe there's some respect to it, you know?
Yeah, at the same time, it's like you put more effort in and something's going to be better, then okay, that does make sense.
Exactly. Because like, there's no hating on putting the effort in at all. I just can't do it personally. Like,
Yeah.
it is just too much for me. Like to put in effort to video park clips and then go to the skate park and be like, I got to put in effort here too. Like, nope. Like I'm good off that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense. What's your perspective on like Instagram, the something being like too good for Instagram and posting it? Do you care about any of that?
No, not really. Unless like you haven't done it before, or it's like an NBD, like literally, like for me, like there's definitely like 6, 7 tricks. Like there's a lot of shit where like if I go to the skate park and figure something out, I'm not gonna put it on Instagram because like no one needs to see that, you know? Like you should save it for a real ass setup.
Yeah.
And like on the real ass setup, it's gonna be way sicker. Like and then once that's done, you can go do that 40 times for Instagram at the skate park because you know how to do it, you know? And it's still gonna blow people's minds.
Yeah, and once it's done and up, you can post the actual one too.
Yeah, exactly. Like so like the way I take Instagram clips is like if I'm riding and I do something sick, I'm like, yo, film this. But other than that, I don't really like sit there and be like, I need a clip today, because that's just like an unhealthy way to think, I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely is. I used to really try to like, I'm gonna post on Instagram every day. And it
Mhm.
wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna film this for Instagram because I'm a psycho who's filmed everything that I've ever done since I was 13.
Yeah.
So it's like I
Yeah,
already
me
have
too.
it.
No, exactly. Yep. Like that's already natural to us.
Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, what am I gonna post from what I already have filmed? Now I'm
That's
just
funny.
like, dude, I don't know. It's probably a bad thing that I don't care as much as I don't care, but it's one of those like what we're talking about. It's like it should feel natural.
Yeah, it should feel good. And it's funny because like you know when you get a clip that like hits, right? Like you're like, oh, I did this today. Like that's gonna hit different on Instagram. Like fools are gonna like feel this one.
Hmm.
And that's kind of like what I wait for now is like I go ride and I'm like, I'm not gonna like force a clip. You know, like if we see a sick setup and think of something simple and really cool to do on it, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's film that for Instagram. Like, because I'm already doing it anyways, you know?
Yeah. It makes me curious too. Are you thinking much about how you're doing things versus just like getting them done?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. I think about how I do things 10 times more than I think about like what's actually being done. Like, actually, I don't know. I think about all aspects, to be honest.
I think it varies too, like if
Yeah.
you're gonna do a giant gap to something, you can't as much think about like, oh, I didn't like how this aspect of it was. I'm gonna go back to
Yeah.
the top of the stairs and send myself again.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But
if it's
definitely like
ruined,
doing some, I don't know, like you probably like could recall the clip. Like I did Santa Monica, there's like a wave on the side of the sidewalk.
hmm
I like carved it really high. It was like I just needed to hit my peg on the top. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm not hitting my peg on the top of this thing.
hmm
Like that's like what I mean. Is like obviously you think of the trick and then you're like, all right, there like needs to be this also like extra little thing to it to make it fucking better.
yeah, that little voice inside your head that's like, you better, or I'm not
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's definitely something I've been uh, experiencing, and I don't know the word I'm trying to use for that. Because up until just a couple months ago, for me, it was literally just get the trick done. I don't care how I do it. I'm just
Mhm.
doing the trick.
Get it done. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know. A little bit of both worlds for me, I think.
yeah, which is good because then whenever you think about how you're doing something and if you're filming it and you get done with it and it's how you wanted it and it feels exactly right and you focus on how you did that trick and everything's
Mhm.
good, and that makes it that much cooler to watch it back.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. BMX
Also,
is
it's like there's
awesome.
just certain clips that need to look a certain way, you know? Like if you're doing like a jump into a wall ride, like you better be front tire first, like or else it's just not gonna look good. Like it's just certain things like that.
You mean like when you hit the wall, angled down a little
Yeah,
bit?
like if you're diving into a wall, like you better be like Rubened, you know, like it's just not gonna look good.
It makes
Or if
sense.
you're yeah, just certain things. It's just like there's just certain aspects where it just makes it a little more like artistic than just doing the trick itself. Like
Kind of like clicking a turn down
yo,
past
exactly.
clicked.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That's a
you
good way
can
to put it.
you can click it, but if you click it
Kind of like riding plastic pegs versus metal pegs.
What? Wait a minute. What? I'm gonna have to dive deeper
Well, it's
on
like
this
you
one.
can do the trick on plastics, but like metal's like the where it becomes sick. I'm just kidding.
But there is something to that, because if it is entirely possible with metal, but you're doing it with plastic just to make it way, way, way easier. Like, I get the mindset
I guess
behind
so.
that too, but I also get like the mindset of no, I'm not going to use the plastics because I want it to be like even
Yeah.
gnarlier.
Yeah, I don't know. I was on an Odyssey trip with Nordstrom and Jacob Cable, and I was like losing my mind. I was like, all right, I'm riding fucking plastics. I was getting so pissed
Because you
like,
couldn't do
just-
stuff they were doing?
Yeah, I was just trying to do ledge combos and stuff, and I'd be like, dude, this would be so much fun if I just had plastics on my bike. You know, like I get it. Like you got to do it. It's fucking tight, but it's just not me. Like I'd rather just go fast and like do different shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how else do you make that curved, fakey ice pick grind that Jacob
Yeah,
did
exactly.
even work but to
No, exactly.
plastic peg and wax the hell out of that?
Yeah. Exactly. Like that's like it's the sickest thing in the world, plastic pegs, because they just opened up a whole nother realm of BMX like no one could even tap into.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's damn near impossible. Like doing a pegs hard 3 on a concrete ledge with metal pegs, like good luck. You know what I mean? Like try leaning in, dude. Like it's gonna take you an hour, but we're gonna do that every try with plastics. That's the difference.
Yep, that makes sense because I've only ever ridden metal pegs and I could not even fathom 360ing out of any
Yeah.
hard 3ing out of any
Yeah.
grind.
But that's like the sickest thing about plastics is they just opened up an entire technical form of BMX you just never would have been able to do. Like, and now fools hard 5 out of ledges and fucking do everything in the world, and it's like mind melting. So
You got god dang Garrett Reynolds opposite 540ing out
Yeah.
of a grind.
literally, yeah, exactly.
What?
Yep, it's fucking tight.
I thought that was area only reserved for the goofy footed people who are grinding with their foot in the right spot in order to spin easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
grinding to 540 is definitely easier for goofy footed people who spin the opposite way already.
yeah. Not for Garrett though, man. He'll do anything.
That guy.
They'll never met that guy.
He was at Swamp Fest, so I got.
Trying to meet that guy. Fuck.
Well, you're not too far from him.
That's a bucket list, bro.
Session with Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so sick. I would just love. Okay, so your bucket list is just to ride with Garrett. I want to ride with Garrett with brakes on for the day. I just want to see what he could do.
That's a fucking sick dream.
Can you imagine though, like Garrett riding a street spine with pegs and brakes?
Oh, he'd probably melt it.
Yeah, that's why.
Do whatever he wanted to.
That's why it doesn't happen anymore. It's just because no one's realized yet that a street spine is just a flat ledge with transition.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
Yes,
That's
it
funny.
is. Yeah. So, I mean, you grew up riding everything. You got a frame that's super well rounded. Where do you spend the most? Are you riding street the most?
Oh yeah, for sure. Riding street the most. I just love finding spots and filming the most. So that's where we're at right now.
That's awesome, though. Is there certain if you had to think back on stuff that you do, is there a certain type of spot that you are the most stoked to find?
That's hard.
Or
Ones I'm like
several?
literally the ones I need because I'm always asking people like, you know where this is, but
Yeah.
like it doesn't even exist.
Right.
Like that's the realest thing. But to be honest, I like riding wall rides the most. Like that's the most fun thing for me.
What kind
If
of
you
wall
just-
ride? Bank to wall?
Yeah,
Wall by
like if you
stairs?
take me a good bank to wall, like I'll just be there for hours. That shit's fun, dude.
A good bank to wall, man. There's not much like trying to go as high as you can possibly go on the wall.
Like once you figure out wall rides on a bike, it's just like whoa, like I can ride everything now. It's so
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that even applies to skate parks when they have walls because they usually, like a bowl, indoor bowl with wall rides and
Hmm.
stuff. It usually, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking of like Rays. Without wall rides, the bowl at Rays is hard.
like pretty. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's like honestly the most fun thing is like doing airs, riding wall rides.
Mm.
That's like the shit. I love that. If I couldn't do a wall ride or ride a bowl, I'd probably not be too stoked on biking.
That's fair though. I mean, the bowl is what makes you just haul ass and feel like, I don't know, free.
Yeah, 100%.
What's your local that you're riding?
Oh, dude, don't have one. That's why I'm burning out here.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it burns out hard. Like that's kind of why it's a struggle. Like 2 years deep, just like riding street every day. I'm like, all right, I miss my local man. Cause yeah, really, we just have like cherry or something real small, tiny little rails and a bunch of skaters, and you're just like, not the vibe.
Well, Cherry is the kind of place that you kind of have to be in a mood to even ride
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah, dude, you gotta, and your body has to be feeling good because there's no transition. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh, like it's hard. So honestly, I've been going to. I spend like some weekends in San Diego and just ride OB. That's honestly the most fun thing in the world because there's just hips galore and grippy concrete. It's a blast.
Yeah, I did one of these with Parker last week, and we talked for a while about OB and just how sick that place has. I haven't been there, but it
Yeah,
looks sick.
it's so sick. It's everything's mellow and like you just I don't know. The concrete's so grippy. It's just meant for a bike, and you're just it's so fun. That's really the thing. Like living here, I just miss grippy concrete skate parks with like big mellow transition that you can just jump as high as you want out of.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, dude, if I couldn't ride something other than, you know, if I couldn't ride the stuff I get to ride here, I'd probably move somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just miss riding big hips, man. Just concrete. That's really it. Here it's just a bunch of slippery, steep stuff that's not like just not what I like really enjoy riding.
Yeah, I mean, you got MLK.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I rode there
It's
for a
fun.
while. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
I can have fun on a
I,
curb though.
I just need hips and like a quarter in reality. Like literally if a backyard, my dream backyard setup is a mini ramp with a spine and then just a fun box, like regular grind box and a flat rail. Like that's all I need in life. Like a pyramid, flat grind box, flat rail, and then ramp with a spine. Like that's it.
Hey, we're getting that put in. There's a new skate park
Yeah.
getting put in right by me. It's got a mini ramp. There's one section, quarters, a spine in the middle. Plus,
Mhm.
it's got A-frame with A-frame rail and a pyramid with
Yep.
a grind ledge on it.
That's it. That's all any BMX rider will ever need in life, I think, right there.
The only other thing is just a box jump. That's it.
Yeah, true. That's facts. I don't have any box jump tricks though, man. I don't know how to do those.
That's okay. So you don't need the box jump. You just need everything else.
Yeah, I don't need that thing. I got all the other stuff.
It's funny. Oh man. Um, I'm, I've got through all my lists of stuff. Was there anything that you kind of hoped to talk about that you haven't had a chance to, like in a video or any other things?
No, not really. Honestly, just hype to do one. I've never even done a podcast. This was sick.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm stoked to be able to, like you were awesome about it. I hit you up and you're like, hell yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, of course.
And
No reason not to, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
absolutely. And it's cool to talk with people, like I could have got involved with Fit and S&M and not ever talked to anybody because I'm in Ohio. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just gonna hit up people and we'll do podcasts and hopefully whenever I'm gonna come out there at some point and just go to the building and stuff so we get to
Oh, yeah.
hang out and you can take me
Yeah,
to
dude.
the break street spots where I can do break tricks.
Pull up. I'll take you to some break street spots for sure. There's a couple out here, dude.
Yeah, where actually are you in Long Beach?
Yeah, I'm in Long Beach. Yeah,
Gotcha. So when we went out there, we stayed across the street from KFC at an
KFC.
Airbnb.
There's a couple.
I'm trying to think of how to even explain. Either
Was the
way,
one was it the one with the big ass bucket out front?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. You stayed pretty close to me then, actually. Yeah.
So we went and rode around there, and we went and we found the tile banked pole pipe
Yeah,
thingy.
yeah.
We found a bunch of different stuff. We went to that skate park that's like on the corner or whatever that is.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
I
talking about.
forget what it's called, but it was fun. It was a cool little setup.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Downtown.
I feel like if I had somebody local to go around with, it'd be sweet.
Yeah, I mean, Long Beach is sick because you can kind of just pedal the whole city in a day, and like it's different kind of spots, but we definitely have like an abundance of different shit to ride.
Yeah. We found the wedge mini ramp thing on the beach.
Oh yeah, yeah, that thing's so fun.
Dude, that thing is
Like
so
the
sick.
the classic little ditch spot, right? What are you saying?
Dude, yeah, and all I can picture right now is that
So
my
fun.
my buddy came hauling ass up the bike path and hopped into it from the bike path,
Yeah,
and then when
yeah.
he went to go out the other side, his back tire clipped
Oh, I hit the curb.
the he
Oh
just
no.
into the sand. Front flipped.
Yeah.
He was fine, so he was just
Yeah,
covered in
like good thing I was
sand.
the sand, man. That spot's so fun though. Like just to go in the evening and just hang around, like do some nibbles at.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
little curb things are perfect height to do peg tricks on and like sit in whatever you want to do.
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, are there
It's a
any?
chiller fruit.
Yeah, definitely a chiller. You got a favorite like local spot there?
Um, do I? I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. This white wall ride is so fun to ride every time. It's like super tight,
It's in a
but it's like
alleyway.
yeah, there's a curb on it.
Hmm.
I love that thing. I don't know why. Like nobody really enjoys riding it, but I just like wall riding up and down it. It's hella fun.
And I feel like with that setup, there's some stuff to do there that people probably
Definitely.
haven't done.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff to do there. It's tight.
Yeah, I randomly was like lost or something and was turning into an alleyway to turn around, and that was the alleyway I turned into and was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Whoa,
Got
it's
lucky.
a perfect wall ride."
Yeah, yeah. It's really cool.
And then you're just like, "Oh wait, I'm in Long Beach, California. Of course I'm turning down an alleyway with a perfect wall ride."
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot over here for sure. That's like yeah, we have alleyways. That's our shit. Because Long Beach is just full of like these weird little corner spots and alleyways.
Alleyways with flat rails and
Yeah,
ledges and random stuff everywhere.
and roof drops. Roof drops are abundant here.
I didn't notice any of those. Must not have been
Yeah,
looking.
Mickey Fleck. One time I was like driving home with Mickey Fleck, taking him back to where he was staying, and he was like, just telling me, I was like, dude, you live here, you better look up. Like, there's so many roofs here. And then ever since then, I've been looking up, and yeah, he was right, dude. There's a lot of damn
Huh.
roofs here. There's like setups on top of roofs, and then just little drops after. You're like, oh my god, it's so good.
Hmm. Sounds like there's a lot of untapped stuff somehow, even in Long Beach.
Somehow there is. We've been talking about it. I mean, Scott Marceau and Kramus just filmed a video, and I'm pretty sure they like rode in Long Beach a bunch. Kramus is the dude, Zach Kramus. He's like he made Doorstep,
Mm.
obviously. Like that's like, or they made Doorstep. I shouldn't quote those kind of words, but yeah, like he knows every spot in Long Beach, and he's Long Beach king at this point. Like, yeah, I don't know. We just go pedal around and find the funnest shit to ride. So that's what's cool about this place for sure.
That's awesome. I know this has nothing to do with Long Beach or anything we were talking about, but I kind of just randomly thought of this and wondered, like, how much you pay attention or have paid attention to, like, the past in BMX. Is there anybody from the past that you've looked up to at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, what do you mean by the past? Like
I don't
before
know, 10
before
years
my
ago,
time,
20 years
or
ago,
just like
30 years
literally
ago.
not riding anymore?
Any of it, really.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know. There's a lot of people out there. Mostly though, it's like Simone, Dak, and Devin. Like those are my three favorite. And then like at this point, being able to like just I don't know meet and hang out with like I don't know. There's a bunch of fools, dude. Like Zach Kramus is a big one. I've always looked up to that dude. His video work is amazing, and just like the way he looks at BMX is so sick. And Edwin De La Rosa for sure was like I don't know. I wasn't like sitting there like how everybody else was young and like watching the old videos when they first came out, obviously. But it was like I had to like have an old head be like, "Yo, go watch these."
Yeah.
And then I would like go watch them, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, like that's what BMX is." And then it tapped me into like animal videos and like old different like just East Coast like street riding videos where you're like, "Oh, this is street riding." Like that's like it's not about tricks, it's about like riding, like the shit you see, you know? And I was like, "Whoa." And that just like led me to a whole nother viewpoint of BMX, like Hango and everybody who's just spot riders that just go crazy and they're just completely different than one another.
Hango. What a guy.
A Canadian fucking beast.
How much have you gotten to ride with him?
Not as much as I wish. Like 1 week in SF, I think. 1 week in San Francisco, and we would pull up to spots and I'd be like, "Man, I really want to do this on this spot," and he'd just do
it. There's always that guy who's just got it like that, you know?
Dude, he's just king. Like everything I would dream of doing, he's already gonna do. So whatever.
That's what makes him a legend.
Yeah, he's so good, man.
Yeah, I love people like that who are just like low key. I mean, he doesn't even do social media and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, he just comes on a trip and just hangs out like just such like purest person, just kicking it and just goes crazy. Like everybody's just like in awe, just like holy fuck, and go. It's about it.
He's definitely a unique like figure in BMX today because we live in the world where you can't be off of social media
Yeah.
and stay doing it like
Yeah.
in the
I
world.
mean, you should be able to, man, but it's not the way it works anymore, I guess.
Yeah, so it's just tough. Like it's not very many people could sell bike parts without being on social media.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Hango's like, I don't know. That's a household name, though. I feel like that's what it is. Once you get to the point where you're like a household name, you don't need a social media no more.
I also feel like maybe it has something to do with the generation he sits in with where he's at in BMX because he's kind of like got in there a little bit before the social media really was like, you have to be doing this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. He's just the best ever. Yeah, like he's the only one who fucking, I don't know how to explain it. Like once you're a legend like that, dude, there's no taking anything away from you.
Yeah, I mean,
no one can ride a bike like Hango, so he can do what he wants.
Look at Mike Aiken. They still make his tires. They're still remade his frame and the stem and stuff. I think it was a stem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing I was going to say earlier when you were talking about Mikey. I was like, Fit also had Mike Aiken, who people called Mikey. I was like, that's also really tough. Like, Mikey on Fit. Oh,
yeah, that's hard. I think that's why like it's pretty clutch we're Milky.
Hell yeah. Damn, I think we even forgot when we were talking about the Young Buck. The frame color is called milk chocolate. I don't think I said that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we were just trying to come up with colors, like just names for colors to not sound so boring.
Yeah.
I just was like, oh, milk chocolate. I think I said chocolate milk actually, and then it's just milk chocolate.
Oh, it's so good. What a perfect name.
Proper. Yeah, I know, it's sick. And then Max's color, Max's color is Serenity Green, and his daughter's name is Serenity, which is crazy too. Because like I just looked up, he was like, "What color? Like, what do I pick?" And I looked up Serenity Green, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! Your frame color is literally Serenity Green, and your daughter's name is Serenity."
So he picked it before that?
Yeah.
Before
And then
finding
it happened to just be like if you look up a color swatch of Serenity Green and then put it to Max's frame, you're like, there's barely a difference. Like it's so perfect. I was like, holy shit, dude. Yeah.
Dude, just meant to be.
I know, everything just kind of came together. We're like, what the hell?
I mean, that's how it was when everything happened. Like, my initials are BTM, so I got the BTM frame, which is
Oh, damn, that's actually sick.
what's crazy about it is that the geometry of the BTM is barely different at all than the frame I was riding before that.
Damn, yeah, that is kind of crazy.
So there was that, and it was like, holy crap, like I have to ride a BTM.
Yeah.
And then when I was talking with Melissa about everything, I was like, oh crap, I forgot about color. Because I was kind of like, I don't care what color. Just send me a color. You're giving me a frame. I really don't care. And then I asked about it. And she's like, well, I know that there's this trans teal and orange colors that are coming in, but I don't know when. And then she texted me like 5 minutes later, like they literally just came in 10 minutes ago.
That's crazy.
And this was all the day that we talked on the phone and like worked everything out. And they were trying to get it sent out that day. And then come to find out the frame came in that day. And it was
that day, yeah.
Now you're telling me that Serenity Green was the color he picked before he even knew that it was called Serenity Green.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Like it was crazy. He wanted like an army green or whatever, and then like they like he like picked one that wasn't, I don't even know why he picked it. It's not even fucking army green. It's a cool ass green though. It's great. It's the sickest green. And then I just looked up the swatch and I was like, dude, it's your daughter's name. That is crazy. Like
crazy. Oh, well, Milky, unless you have anything else we want to talk about, I'm tapped out.
Yeah, I'm tapped out too, man. That was good though.
Hell yeah. Where can people find you online?
Milky Bikes on Instagram, or just look up Mikey Andrew BMX on YouTube or whatever,
And
find my edits.
The Young Buck frame is on Fit's website, available now.
Fitbike.com. If you're in anywhere, it's guaranteed going to be in your bike shop soon. I know it's in a bunch already.
It is available in milk chocolate, 20.75 through 21 and a quarter.
Yep.
And you've got 4 videos that you're going to be in that will be coming out in the near future.
Yep. Yeah. Within the next 6 months, there'll be 4 videos coming out. Two very soon.
Yeah.
Stoked.
It's just, I mean, it just goes to show the work you put in, and your riding shows the work you put in, and it's awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We're doing the damn thing, dude. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Loving it.
We need to get, I'd be so sick to have a few of you guys come out to Ohio and stay in my house, and we got all this stuff to ride.
Yeah, tight.
One day.
Oh yeah, one day. We gotta make things happen.
That's right. So, with that being said, everybody, go buy a Young Buck frame, because guaranteed it'll fit whatever you ride.
Yeah, well, yep.
And
it's a good feeling frame, man. I'll vouch for it. I actually love the thing with my whole heart. Not even this is not even biased whatsoever either. Even though it has to be biased because it's my frame, but I would ride it if it wasn't my fucking frame. So
yeah, well, that's the kind of the idea of a signature frame is it's exactly you, and that's exactly what they made. The graphics on it are so funny. I have it up on the screen on my other screen, and the graphics keep popping up, and I'm like, this.
They're the best graphics ever.
This deer is literally milk drunk.
Yeah, he is.
Too freaking funny.
He's tight, man.
All right, well, I won't keep you any longer, man. I appreciate your time, and everybody.
Dude, I appreciate yours, for real. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Have a good night, everybody.